From English 366 Academic and Professional Writing, this is Bailey Robin, and you're listening to Bailey's Podcast. You could be anywhere on this beautiful morning, and you chose to be here, so thank you. Today, I'm going to talk to y'all about stress. Now, when most of us hear the word stress, our thoughts may generally sound like this. But did you know not all stress is bad?
What?
Yeah, I know, right? It's a normal part of our lives, and generally there are two types, good stress and bad stress. It's human to go through both. On this podcast, I'm going to touch on different examples of stress, ways to overcome bad stress, and how it can ultimately be beneficial to our lives. I mentioned there are two different types of stress. So, you're probably wondering, what's the difference? Bad stress is something that leaves you emotionally exhausted. According to Psychology Today, chronic or major stressors can lead to depression, as well as other mental and physical illnesses. For example, the website mentions a scenario of taking care of a loved one who has a serious illness. Of course, everybody wants to help their loved ones, but this type of responsibility often comes with its drawbacks. Caring for someone in that regard is often overwhelming when also balanced with school, work, their social life, or even their own mental health. I can relate to this example firsthand. When I was a junior in high school, my mom was admitted into the hospital while battling colon cancer. At 16 years old, I was told that my mother was not going to make it much longer. Understandably, I had an insane amount of responsibility thrown upon me at a young age. My first priority was being there for my mom and my family. I had to not only spend the time I could with my mother, but I had to make sure that my grandparents and other family members were okay. I also had to worry about my schoolwork. I took an entire month off of school because I did not want to be in class when my mother passed away. I had to talk to the principal and all of my teachers to explain the situation and get work sent home to me. This is a lot to handle at any age, let alone as a teenager. I also dealt with the stress of coping with the situation. I spent a lot of time distracting myself from the situation in order to try and handle it the best way I knew how. That year of my life was incredibly stressful, and understandably so. The situation led me to gain weight, stop caring about my health, and fall into a depression where I even doubted my faith. One stress led to another stress, which led to mental and physical health issues. But not all stress is this intense. According to ulifeline.org, stress is a burst of energy that advises you on what to do. Stress in small doses has many advantages, like helping you meet daily challenges or motivating you to reach your goals. College students stress over tests because they want to pass. A goal is presented, which is passing the test. The stress causes motivation to study for the upcoming test, which in return helps us, hopefully, to reach our goal. Psychology Today states that stress keeps us accountable for our actions and inspires us to be better citizens. Now, with that in mind, tiny stresses like wanting to pass a test can turn into bad stress if it is taking over your well-being. When I was in elementary school, I used to sit and cry over my homework when I became frustrated. This is because at a young age, I did not know how to handle stress. I didn't even know what stress was. There are many ways to cope when you are overwhelmed with stress. ulifeline.org has a list of ways you can manage your stress. First, you must watch out for stress overload and know what certain triggers stress causes for your body. Realizing when you are getting overwhelmed is a big part in managing the problem. Once you realize you are overwhelmed, you can start finding what helps you calm down and manage your stress. Exercise is one way many people reduce stress. When you exercise, your body is flooded with feel-good endorphins. It also boosts energy and provides a healthy distraction from the situation at hand. Another way to manage your stress is to be realistic with yourself and your goals. For example, if you would like to lose weight, try setting small goals instead of big ones. Let's say you want to lose 50 pounds. Instead of making your goal to lose 50 pounds, You could make your goal to lose 5 pounds in 1 month. This short-term goal is much more realistic and easier to maintain than fully going out and hoping you will lose 50 pounds. Being realistic with your goals eliminates the opportunity to have major stress. The last technique that You Lifeline mentions that I will touch on is to reach out. Now, this does not mean you have to go to a therapist or a counselor. Reaching out can be to a friend, loved one, or even a teacher. If you are having trouble with a certain situation, it usually feels much better to talk it out with someone. If you feel that your stress is getting too hard to handle on an everyday basis, then I do recommend trying to go to counseling. Counselors are trained professionals to help you manage your life and take control of situations you need assisting with. The last technique I want to mention is a technique that I personally learned from going to therapy. This technique is to simply just breathe. When you feel yourself getting anxious and becoming overwhelmed, close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Everybody do it. Close your eyes. Now take a deep breath in through your nose. Now let it out through your mouth. Don't you feel so much better? When I'm stressed out or in a panic, I find I always forget to breathe. Once I slow down and remind myself to breathe, I feel calm and relaxed. Now, I hope this podcast has helped you realize which stress is good for you, which is bad, and how to maintain your stress in a healthy way. Until next time, thank you for listening.